It's that fabulous, fabulous day, otherwise known as Friday. Get your freak on. It's fucking fantastic Friday, people. Get up and get moving. Let's get going. A little bad news right now. Joe's not feeling that well right now, so I don't know if she's going to join us. That's okay. I want her to be feeling better. So, Joe, if you're out there, we're here for you. We'll be around. At least hope you're listening. So yes, it's our favorite stream of the week when we actually let the moderator decide what the hell we're going to be talking about, watching, blah 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 blah. You know the routine. Y'all been here once or twice before, so I don't need to go into the shtick for you. But there's a couple special things in here that I noticed that I was also pre-warned about, and until the YouTuber, a Twitcher, whatever you want to call him, enters the chat, we'll hold off on those videos. But we do have a couple things for you. So let's get started by taking a look at this mean-ass honey badger. Now, I haven't seen this. I just saw the title, so it's kind of clickbait. I think autoplay is going to take care of this, but there we go. A bunch of orphaned hedgehogs. Oh, how cute. Let's check this. Aww. How adorable. And of course, she's loving the attention. Who wouldn't? Okay. Nursing, it's a little weird, but okay. I suppose it's possible. Oh. Okay, that's kind of weird. I don't want to know what you animals are doing. That was weird. No, we can't watch this. We can't watch this. We're waiting for Mistaken Reaper to come. So we're going to skip that one. We're going to skip this one. This one is... What does the fox say? Ding, 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 ding. See, there you go. That's what the fox says. Thank you, Joe.
Good morning. Good morning, Shelly. Did I wake you up? Did I wake you up? Yes. It's a beautiful, chilly winter morning.
You're so cute. I love foxes. And yes, by the way, they do fly. I have photographic evidence. Foxes can fly. Aww, what a pretty voice. 1 second.
Is that all you have to say, huh? Silly.
It's okay, dude. Don't worry about it. I took care of it. Hang on, I gotta respond to my boss real quick, like, just so he doesn't panic. Not right now, dude. I don't want to take a goddamn survey.
Is that so? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. For real? You don't say. I wouldn't have guessed. Uh-huh.
What does a fox say? Ding, 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 ding. Ah! They make all kinds of weird noises.
For real? Yeah.
Aw, what a face.
Uh-huh.
It's so weird. Like how the ears are tucked all the way back. Do I have to mute you, Discord? You're really being annoying.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Good morning to you too.
I didn't want to mute the phone because I was hoping Joe would message me, but we're going to mute just so I don't annoy everybody. Oh, I hope you've watched this, Joe. I've seen a number of these. These are amazing. Oh my god. Iceland is perhaps one of the best spots to go. Well, except right now. There's a volcano happening right now. Sorry, a volcano situation type deal. Oh, that's amazing. I have no idea what this music is, so I'm gonna play it safe, and I'm gonna stop it occasionally just so we can enjoy the beauty. This is such amazing stuff. To have a camera that can actually see it. Sounds a little like something you would hear from the Titanic movie. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Sigh. Oh, shut up. Yes, we know we're live. Thank you very much for letting us know, because we did not know we were live. Because we're dummies. My sister went one year. Actually, 2 years ago. Yeah, I'd love to go. It would be an amazing trip. But I'll wait till the volcano decides to silence itself.
A second helicopter airlifts wheat now.
Okay, this one's gonna take a little. This is A&E. This could get dangerous. If you see me disappear, you're gonna know why. Okay, I thought this would be really cool to watch. I'll pause it here and there. Just
Mount St. Helens erupts.
The ground moved a little bit, and
we were asked to look at some more sciencey kind of things. So, Mistaken Reaper, this one's for you. This one I thought of, and there's a couple here that are waiting for you. We'll get to once you show up, if you're able to show.
And
I know you have a busy day today,
the
so
whole mountain took off.
if you can't, we will hold them until
Scalding
later.
rock and ash,
It was coming toward us like it was being shot out of a shotgun.
unleashing deadly torrents of debris and mud.
I felt him grab me, pull me up on top of a log, and he just...
I remember when this happened, and it was really a shock. The whole landscape changed overnight. It was pretty miraculous.
kept screaming to hang on.
And leaving behind a landscape of devastation and death.
Wow. All that mud, those mud flows that come down. Gotta be careful, because these networks don't take any shit from anybody. They really don't. So, let's see if we can get through this without unscathed. But I'm not holding my breath. Fortunately, we are not monetized, so that's one small.
Helens eruption. March 27th, 1980, southwestern Washington State, 6:02 a.m. The sun rises over the Cascade.
I've seen time-lapse photographs of, when you saw the mountain just kind of bulge before it just went nuts and erupted. But you can see it. I mean, it's nice and calm, and then you see, what looks like a little rising of the geology on the face of and it got bigger and bigger, and the bulge got bigger, and then all of a sudden just hell broke loose.
Cascades Range, a chain of volcanoes situated above the Pacific Fault Line. Towering over the landscape is the 9,677-foot
So
Mount
gorgeous.
St. Helens.
It's the Mount
Known
Fuji.
because of its beauty as the Mount Fuji of the United States. The volcano has been dormant for
It does look a lot like Mount Fuji. Not anymore, but it used to.
Hundreds of campers, hikers, and photographers are converging on the mountain for the weekend.
It's a beautiful place to go. even now, even after the eruption. I mean, it's coming back. But yeah, it's the northwestern part of the United States. It's pretty amazing.
Also a work day for over 300 forestry workers. Near Spirit Lake, less than 5 miles from the summit, U.S. Forest Service Supervisor Kathy Anderson.
It doesn't look like 5 miles, does it? It looks like, oh, you're right down the street. No, that's 5 miles.
And her tree planting crew.
It's pretty amazing.
It sounds like a small explosion.
What was common around there, because of the private timberlands in that area, were road building and other activities.
Sure.
So we kind of assumed that that had been just stump blasting or something.
But in fact, Mount St. Helens has awakened from its long slumber with a small eruption of steam and ash, opening a 250-foot wide crater in the summit.
Nice.
Within
Menlo
minutes,
Park.
Word reaches the Menlo Park, California office.
It's been a long time since I've been in Menlo Park.
Or USGS.
I used to like California. I don't like their politics, but I do like their topography and the beaches.
And jump on the first flight up to,
US 1 riding up the coastline, up to Carmel, and oh my god.
Despite the eruption, logging companies in the area keep working. The warehouse.
Because it's money. Money. Any halt in operations costs them a fortune, and they lose their shirts. Yeah, they're not going to stop unless there's lava pouring down the damn mountain.
The corporation grows and harvests trees for building materials and paper on over 68,000 acres of land on Mount St. Helens. The day after the initial eruption, the company dispatches helicopters.
68,000 acres. Oh, hi, Dee. Oh,
to fly over
sweetie,
the
you can
volcano.
lurk all you want.
right on the verge.
Just keep your fingers crossed for Joe that she gets better today. She's having a rough morning, so.
Top, the whole top, there was a little bitty crater, and there were these big cracks running horizontal around the mountain.
You know what that means? It's all going to go boom, and it's going to go.
Observation post, known as Coldwater 1. The eruption has been a minor one, but they see it as a precursor of a larger.
Isn't it beautiful?
And potentially deadly.
And it's only 9,300 feet vertical? Well, I just impresses me. Because some of the, I mean, I used to ski in Colorado, and some of those are 14ers. Very tall peaks. Only 9,300? That seems weird.
Event. One of them, a 30-year-old volcanologist named David Johnston.
Me too.
voices his
I'm sure she'll be
fears
okay,
to the
but
news crew.
she pinged me, just before lunch or so, because I hadn't heard from her all day, and I just assumed she was busy cleaning and doing her normal activities. You know, she gets busy. But then she pinged me and was like, I'm really not feeling well. It's like, take it easy. We got this. We got this.
Probably heating up very quickly, and it was probably pretty good.
Who knows? She may be listening. She may be lurking. Who knows?
The U.S. Forest Service puts up roadblocks closing the
And
top
here's
of the
to
mountain.
both Joes.
40 residents who live nearest
Cheers,
the summit
buddies.
are evacuated. Underground tremors make the eruption of Mount St. Helens seem imminent. The governor of Washington declares a state of emergency.
A little
Because
too late,
rapid
but okay.
evacuation might be necessary, tourists and sightseers are urged to stay out of the area. But the warnings have the opposite effect.
Are you serious? Are you okay? I mean, you normally seem like such a very chill woman, so I'm not surprised that you have anxiety issues. I mean, a lot of people do that I know, but you just, I don't know. You always seem so chill. So I hope you're okay. I hope things are okay.
And tourists pour in from around the country. Souvenir vendors hawk T-shirts and bottles of genuine volcanic ash. Some volcano enthusiasts try to get as close to the summit as possible.
Yep.
One of them is Robert Rogers, a 29-year-old radio technician with a passion for mountain climbing.
What a hippie. What a damn hippie. Looks like somebody that came out of Berkeley, California. What is it? UCS Berkeley? University of Southern, no, USC Berkeley. University of Southern California, Berkeley. I think that's what it is.
Makes a game out of outwitting the sheriff's
Or maybe it's
department.
just UC. Sorry, it's UC Berkeley. Never mind. Take the S out of
Oh,
that.
yes, son, it's very dangerous.
Oh, did people try to sneak in?
Yes, we
I saw that a little bit. No, I kind of figured that's what was going on. And I know that can be extremely nerve-wracking and, nail-biting and the whole nine yards. I get that. I'm sorry, and I hope the sale goes well for you, and I hope everything calms down and everybody gets what they want. Both sides of the sale. You get to sell a beautiful home, somebody gets to buy it, you get to move out, they get to move in, everybody's happy. That's how it should be. There should be no anxiety in selling a home. But I understand. People can make the simplest things so difficult, it's disgusting.
We saw a guy up there 2 mornings ago in a blue sleeping bag.
I didn't hear. I saw. I just saw a clip. I had Fox on, Fox News, and they were actually interviewing somebody on a hill, and they broke away, and they showed where the car broke into the car ran into the gate and the whole 9 yards, and I saw a couple ambulances there. I saw 2 people being put on separate separate cots and being wheeled into separate ambulances and being taken wherever. I don't. So other than that, I have no idea what's going on. I heard that there was a shooting, but I don't know the details. And I'm just shaking my head because I am an NRA proponent. I mean, I believe in our second constitutional right. I absolutely do, and I think you know that about me. I don't push that on people. I mean, if you don't want to own a gun, I don't have a problem with that. And if you're afraid of guns, I certainly respect that. But I don't know. Oh, she probably will. I don't know if I'll be there or not. I don't know what's going on today. Somebody's having a few things going on, and I need to make sure that they're okay once that stuff is all done. But yeah, we'll see.
Oh, really? Tell me.
This guy's voice drives me crazy.
Oh, really? What did you do then?
What did you do explain what they did to try to catch me. Because I was the guy in the blue sleeping bag.
We know you were the asshole in the blue sleeping bag. That shouldn't have been where you were.
For geologists, however, watching the mountain is no sport.
You just didn't have time to do anything but eat and sleep and work.
Welcome to my world, motherfucker. Eat and sleep and work. Dude, that's what I've been doing since pre-COVID. Thanks to COVID, I now work basically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Not quite, but you know what I mean. It is so easy to take advantage of people who are working remotely, depending on the nature of their job, and it sucks. I hate it. I really hate it. I don't want to go back to work. I do not. I like working from home, but I don't like being disturbed at any hour of the day or night for whatever purpose. It's like, you know.
The weather brings out a record-breaking number of tourists and television crews.
It's a beautiful sky.
News choppers airlift reporters to the summit, ignoring the danger warnings. They are rewarded with 18 small bursts of steam and ash throughout the day.
They are crazy. I'm sorry, I would not climb up to, as much as I would be interested in that kind of shit, I would not be climbing up to the crater anytime soon. That is dangerous as shit. And if you don't know what you're doing, you can die. You can die from you falling in. You could die from there's sulfuric acid gas being emitted in some of these steam clouds. I mean, volcanic eruptions are nothing to fuck with. I don't know why people just, let's go cook hot dogs on the volcano in Iceland. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Scientists discover
and I'm purposely stopping because this is A&E and I do not want to get struck. And I'm keeping a close eye on the preview since Joe's not here to let me know that the video paused. Because she's usually the first one to notice. I'm watching the preview. I'm trying to keep track of it, so if it does pause or freeze, we should be back once any copyrighted material is done being streamed. We should automatically come back. So we are not going to restart a stream unless we get a strike. And I hope we don't get a strike.
Magma rising within Mount St. Helens has encountered a blockage in the mouth of the volcano. And is being
suppository time
forced out around it. Scientists, like volcano hazard specialist Dan Miller, explain the danger to emergency
volcano hazard specialist. I like that. Where can I get that job?
Agencies, but little is
sounds like a lazy do-nothing job.
And nothing serious happened.
It also sounds like a government job, and he probably gets a hell of a lot of money for it.
St. Helens, it became
Is she still good about everything? I don't know. Hang on one second. I'll be right with you.
Both state, federal, and local, that something ugly was about to happen.
Over the next 2 weeks, the bulge on the north side of Mount St. Helens grows larger every day.
The mountain was moving at such a rapid rate, about 5 feet a day or so horizontally, just day after day after day after day.
Officials finally heed the scientists' warnings and establish a so-called red zone,
Thank you,
a safety perimeter that extends from 3 to 8 miles around the summit. They begin evacuating residents. On the banks of Spirit Lake, less than 5 miles
Actually
from
really
the summit,
beautiful there.
an 84-year-old resident named Harry
I've not been there,
Truman,
but I
no
have friends
relation
that,
to Harry
that
S.
have been
Truman,
up there.
tells reporters he has no plans to
No
leave.
relation to Harry S., but still, Harry Truman all the same. I love the fact that they actually had to say, no relation to Harry S. Truman.
Truman, and I'm a part of it.
Truman's defiance of authority makes him a folk hero
Oh,
overnight.
I get that. I understand that completely.
May 1st.
You've lived there all your life. Everything you've ever done is there, and you're going to protect it as best you can. Crazy, crazy, but hey, I get it.
Continues to grow. The U.S. Geological Survey sets up a new observation post, Coldwater 2, 5 miles northeast of the summit. This one is 3 miles closer to the volcano than the existing site at Coldwater 1.
I really don't know why they chose Coldwater 1's location. I don't understand it. I'm not a geologist. This guy I actually know. Not personally, but I know who he is.
Reed Blackburn when the ground begins to tremble.
I looked at Reed without saying anything, but with concern, and he said, earthquake, I think it's about a 4.5.
The earthquake is just one of many that occur each day on the volcano, but any one of them could trigger an eruption. Blackburn, on assignment with the Vancouver Columbian newspaper, is
I'm loving the beard. Look how red that is. That's amazing. That's what mine used to look like when I was a little younger. And the funny thing is, I had no idea where the red came from, because my hair wasn't red. It wasn't even brassy. It was more like a dirty blonde, kind of like what it is now. There's some red in it, but very little. And my beard used to be... I used to look like a ginger. It was funny.
A graduate student manning Coldwater 2 must leave for the weekend. Geologist Don Swanson and his colleague David Johnston agree to take turns filling in for him.
Dave said, okay, I'll do it for Saturday night if you can come up on Sunday and replace me.
May 17th, 1980, 8 a.m. It's been more than a month and a half since the first eruption. Despite the fears of USGS scientists, many of the residents evacuated from the red zone are convinced that the crisis has passed. They gather at the roadblock nearest Spirit Lake.
No.
Flare as they try to return to their
Bad
homes.
idea, folks. Bad idea.
And we'd like to use our property. I'm not afraid.
Governor Dixie Lee
I ain't afraid of no volcano. What is wrong with you?
relents and gives them permission to visit their homes today and again on Sunday.
Oh no. No, bad idea. Really bad idea.
Inside the red zone, checking out their property.
The beautiful day brings a number of campers out into the Washington woods. At Jericho Hole on the Toutle River, 25 miles west of Mount St. Helens, high school sweethearts Venus Durgan and Roald Reeton parked their car by a favorite fishing spot.
There were no other people around us at all, so we just listened to the radio and sat up.
Roald has hidden a bottle of champagne deep in their cooler.
Guy after my own heart. I love that. I love that completely.
A surprise treat for Sunday night.
Like I said, I love this guy. I would do the same thing.
Miles west of the summit, Ty Kearney, a ham-raised
I already had somebody say something to me about my little tweet last night. It's like...
radio operator, volunteering to monitor the mountain for the state of Washington, receives a transmission from a fellow volunteer, Jerry Martin of Concrete, Washington. Martin has stationed his radio van at a perfect viewpoint, just 7 miles away from the bulging north side of the mountain.
Wow.
Backpacking with his
He has the view of a lifetime.
wife, Lou, and their 2 young...
Well, I thought so too. And it's not that I haven't said anything like that before. It's not like she's never heard those words from me before. And it's not like I haven't said it publicly before. I'm not afraid to tell people how I feel. And if people don't like it, I'm sorry. You know, don't be offended. It's not meant to offend you.
Young daughters, 3-month-old Tara.
But the way she made it sound was like, oh my God, a public declaration of love. It's like, I think most people know that I've got a crush on this individual. And I have a special place in my heart for this individual.
And 4-year-old Bonnie.
I'm rather transparent. I mean, as far as that goes.
First backpacking trip. We wanted it to be something memorable for her.
Thank you, Dee. Thank you, Dee. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you.
13 miles north of Mount
Look
St.
at the
Helens.
size of that tree. Holy Christ! Woo!
In Bear Meadows, 14 miles
I guarantee you that was a 4 to 6 foot diameter tree.
And a group of friends set up camp after dark.
Made a real big fire because of all the wood that was around there. Yeah. And just had a good time telling stories. It was just a beautiful night.
May 18th, 1980, Swift Creek.
Thank you, Giddle.
Tree planting crew chief Kathy Anderson informs her crew they will abandon their site near Clearwater Creek and relocate to Swift Creek, 6 miles south of the summit.
I'm still not certain what caused me to have that thought. It was out of the norm for us to stop working in one area and go to...
And the weird thing is, you're further away at the original location than you are at the new location. Though I don't know what side of the crater you're on, so it's all relative to the north face of that mountain.
Another, and we weren't finished.
One member of her crew, Cran Kilpatrick, is surprised by her decision.
We were actually going to someplace much closer to the mountain than where we were on Saturday, and potentially a lot more danger.
Exactly.
As the sun rises,
oh God, look at that! Look at that photograph.
Jim Skamanki and a 3-man thinning crew begin cutting saplings 13 miles from the summit.
Isn't that beautiful?
Away,
oh my God!
Yakima,
Hi Heat, how are you doing, man? My right to bear arms is natural and biological. Note those 2 strong muscular arms on my upper torso. Any girl wants some cuddles? Hey, have at it, man. I seem to have lost my background music. What the hell? We'll keep right on going.
Takes off on a reconnaissance flight over the volcano. On board is geologist Dorothy Stoffel.
It was my first time to fly in a small plane, and I was a little anxious about it, kind of unsettled, and really not knowing what to expect.
At the USGS office in Vancouver, 40 miles from Mount St. Helens summit, geologist Don Swanson is waiting for colleagues to arrive.
People were going to bring me supplies that I could take up to live from when I was up at Coldwater too.
Volcano hazard specialist.
Hi, Smelly. How are you? Great to see you today, Smelly Cat.
Supplies and parts for the 2 time-lapse cameras.
I drove over to the battery shed and picked up all of the batteries that I had on the charger overnight.
Nearly 8 miles west of the summit, Robert Rott.
Oh my God, it's not, but that looks almost like my boss. Oh my God, that's frightening. I will never tell him I said that.
At the Sheep Creek overlook. They have just finished another illegal climb. They park near ham radio operator Ty Kearney.
He looks up and says, "Well, where were you boys this morning?" We made up some story of driving around. We didn't want to tell him we'd gone into the red zone.
8:30 a.m. Just above the summit, geologist Dorothy Stoffel is taking photos of the volcano.
We were flying directly over the South Crater Wall, about 500 feet. And as we went over the mountain, I took pictures of Harry Truman's Lodge.
Lou Moore is making breakfast at her family's Green River campsite.
I mean, look how lush this forest is. Isn't it amazing? And wait till you see it. If you haven't seen this footage, wait till you see it afterwards.
Barely had been brought out of the tent and sat next to...
All right, Dee, we'll be here.
Bonnie was
Thank you.
around. I was...
But if you go back today and look at it relative to after the eruption, it's pretty amazing. It's really pretty amazing.
Wandering around.
I was hanging out down in the room with the seismographs.
We dropped John off at his unit and his crew, and they started to plant their trees.
I was heading up Interstate 5.
We made a decision, we'll make one last pass.
1 mile beneath Mount St. Helens, an earthquake measuring 5.1 on the Richter scale shakes the mountain, setting in motion a terrifying chain reaction. Mount St. Helens erupts with an explosive fury. Next on Minute by Minute.
I love volcanoes. I think they are one of nature's most awesome forces. Like Krakatoa. Oh, shit. That's... Oh, let me look for that while we're watching this. Oh, my God. If you've not seen... Oh, I've got a video for you. Oh, my God. It's wonderful.
And now back to Minute by Minute.
I'm not sure if I can play it, but let me check it out.
May 18th, 1980. Mount St. Helens, Washington. 8:32 a.m. An earthquake measuring 5.1 on the Richter scale rips through the core of Mount St. Helens.
We began to see this enormous fracture.
No, it was a video, folks. It was a video.
As though we were slicing the mountain in half. The whole
Eyes the ash that the volcano erupts.
To shake.
Seconds later, like a zipper, from east to west, these little brown detonations, poof, 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 zipped right across the top of the mountain.
Suddenly, I just looked up.
This is not the one I'm talking about. I'll find it. I may need to add it for next week because it is an amazing video. Oh my God. And I had never seen it. Somebody actually turned me on to it last year. Woohoo! Shit's coming!
5 seconds after the earthquake hits, a huge explosion bursts out from the north face of Mount St.
Because what you want is you want to dislodge what's clogging the throat. Oh, and it's going to get nasty.
Helens. Superheated gas shoots rock and ash more than 12 miles into the air.
Damn, that's amazing.
Dorothy Stoffel's plane is dodging deadly jets of hot gas and ash. Her pilot thinks fast.
He's diving the plane to try to gain speed, to outrun the blast, and watching the ground coming up from below and thinking he's going to nose this plane right into the ground.
On a ridge,
he's not that dumb.
8 miles from the explosion, Robert Rogers runs to grab his camera.
Now, if you've ever seen the movie 2012, I believe, and they never really said this, but I believe that a lot of that movie, the ideas and some of the things happening, and even though it happens in Yellowstone, about the super volcano there, but a lot of this was based on what happened what happened here at Mount St. Helens.
I get back to the car, whip open the door, drop a roll of unexposed film, and start shooting really fast. Click, 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 jam. I got 6 shots, and my camera jammed.
In Bear Meadows, 14 miles to the northeast, amateur photographer Gary Rosenquist grabs his camera and snaps 23...
It's called a pyroclastic flow, and you do not want to be anywhere in the realm near that thing. Superheated gases, they will kill you instantly. I mean, fortunately.
Photos in just 30 seconds.
Oh, man, look at that. Woo!
So I started taking
Blow the hell out of that mountain.
Taking photographs till I ran out of film.
David Johnston, who is at Observation Base Coldwater 2, less than 6 miles from the blast, radios into the USGS office in Vancouver, Washington. He gets out one short statement, Vancouver, Vancouver, this is it, before the radio goes dead. All the while, ham radio operator Jerry Martin is broadcasting from a ridge 2 miles far.
So if you've seen 2012, you'll think that, boy, this looks awfully familiar.
To the north.
Charlie!
Martin watches in horror as the USGS...
Thank you for waking up, Mr. Printer. Howdy doody.
...is swept up in the enormous slide.
Helicopters. Interesting. I remember building a ham wave radio when I was a kid.
He's never heard from again.
Heathkit. I think they at the time they used to be a division of Radio Shack, but a company called Heathkit. They put out these ham wave kits that you could buy and build yourself, and then you had to take had to learn Morse code, and before you could broadcast, you had to take a test and all that kind of stuff. God, I remember those days.
8:33 a.m. Two more.
Oh, the trick with that is you don't have to be the fastest. You just have to outrun the slowest in your gang.
Huge blasts of gas and rock shoot out.
Just like running from a bear. I don't have to outrun the bear. I just have to outrun you.
A 230 square mile area.
As the saying goes.
200 feet of rubble into Spirit Lake. And onto Harry R. Truman, killing him.
Rest in
Above
peace,
the mountain,
Harry.
Dorothy Stoffels' plane banks south and pulls away from the blast. Dorothy looks back to see the top of the mountain torn open by a force 500 times greater than the atomic bomb at Hiroshima.
We saw this huge blast cloud lift
I have always wondered how the hell they measure that. I mean, seriously?
up. And as it lifted up, there was lightning. Tremendous.
Oh, very, very common in a volcanic eruption like this. Lightning strikes, all that kind of shit. Oh, there's a lot of friction and stuff going on in the atmosphere right now.
Lightning bolts going tens of thousands of feet high.
The problem is the minute the rain starts, then you start dropping sulfuric acid.
At the Coldwater 1 camp, 8 miles from the summit, photographer Reed Blackburn jumps into his car and guns it, desperately trying to outrun the cloud of ash.
Bye! I'm out of here! See you, suckers!
In seconds, his car is engulfed. Blackburn is suffocated in 4 feet of scalding ash.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The wind is so powerful that it uproots 100-foot trees as far as 19 miles away. 8 miles from the summit, Francisco Valenzuela and Robert Rogers jump into their vehicles and screech away.
Our clothing was like in a gale, just blowing. It was like a freight train with 10,000 square wheels just going by. It was the loudest noise I'd ever heard.
6 miles south of the summit, near Swift Creek, Cran Kilpatrick's Forest Service crew is running for their lives.
You're not going to outrun this, my friends. I'm sorry to hear it. Sorry to tell you.
Kilpatrick and Kathy Anderson are waiting in their truck at the top of the ridge, ready to lead the evacuation. They can only hope to get their team out before the cloud of burning ash and steam envelops them.
You could see these things periodically shoot down the south slope. They were coming straight at us. If we had been a half a mile closer, we would have been torched.
What Kilpatrick and his colleagues don't yet realize is that if they had stuck with their original plans to work on the north side of the mountain, they would all be dead.
Yep.
Still, the crew is far from safe. Laden with tools, they are slow to climb the steep slope to their vehicles.
I think I would have left the tools. Sorry. This is a federally funded project. I think we can buy them again. Drop the tools. Save your ass.
Kathy calls on a radio.
Run!
Dump all the equipment. Let's get out of here.
Thank you. Exactly what I just said.
Their trucks and drives to a
You think I've seen this before? Oh, no, 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 no.
rendezvous site where they wait for word on a safe evacuation route from a spotter plane.
You could just see the debris going overhead, and we had lightning around us.
USGS geologist Dan Miller is on Interstate 5, 15 miles southwest of the mountain. He's on his way to meet David Johnston at Coldwater 2 when he sees the eruption column.
I realized immediately that this was really a huge and very serious eruption. I quickly crossed over the median on Interstate 5 and I went racing back into Vancouver.
13 miles north of the summit, Mike and Lou Moore and their daughters, 3-month-old Tara and 4-year-old Bonnie, look up to see a tremendous cloud towering over the trees.
Get out.
Mike grabs his camera.
The more pictures I took, the more apprehensive I got.
Well,
because
duh!
the blast was
Get
not
out of
coming
there!
It was coming
The hell's
from
wrong with
It
you?
was being shot out of the
You've
shotgun.
got young children. Get them the hell to
Hot
safety.
enough to burn skin on contact is surging down the mountain at a rate of up to 300 miles an hour. 11 miles southwest of the summit, Robert Rogers is in his car, following Ty Kearney's van down a winding mountain road. The group is trying to outrun the cloud, but in the ever-thickening haze, Rogers loses sight of the van. Kearney goes on to safety, but Rogers and Valenzuela are stuck in the swirling ash.
The second time we passed this gigantic Caterpillar tractor in the dark, we knew we were lost.
High above them, Dorothy Stoffel is in a small airplane, hoping to put some distance between herself and the mountain.
Smart move.
To see this huge
I would go to another state entirely. Even though you're not safe from the ash cloud, but...
grouping of aircraft rushing towards the mountain, and we thought, you know, just like the media, you know, they're going to get there as fast as they can while we're trying to leave.
Stoffel lands 40 miles away in Portland. 13 miles north of the summit, the Moore family is hit by a shock wave.
We felt a squeezing of our bodies, a very tight squeezing. And Lou said that this didn't happen to her, but my ears popped repeatedly, just pop, 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 pop.
40 miles away in Vancouver, the phone rings in National Geographic editor Ro Finley's hotel room.
It was Ralph Perry, one of our contract photographers. He said, "Ro, if you'll step out the door of your motel and look to the northeast, you can see Mount St. Helens filling the sky."
What used to be Mount St. Helens.
At his home in Kelso, Washington, Ray Pleasant, a helicopter base manager for the Weyerhaeuser Corporation, is still in bed when he hears a knock at the door.
Our neighbor, she
Stop!
found the scanner, and she found out that that mountain had erupted.
I haven't had any friction in a long time, dude. So.
Pleasant needs every available chopper in the air for possible
You know,
rescues.
it's okay. It's all right.
He immediately heads out to the nearest base.
There are more important things in life than a little bit of friction.
On a small farm,
There really are.
miles from the
People
summit,
don't. It
Jess
takes people a
Hagerman,
long time
the
to
captain
learn
of the
that
National
lesson. But
Guard, is getting ready for church.
They called me
Hey,
to
Dankula.
call and
What's
find
up,
out how
dude?
many people we had that were able to fly.
Hagerman immediately heads to the Air National Guard base at Fort Lewis, 20 miles away. The vertical column of ash and steam continues to expand upward and outward. 13 miles away at the Green River campsite, ash begins to rain onto the Moore family. They take cover in a dilapidated hunter's shack, but it affords little protection. Mike and Lou Moore's primary concern, keeping their daughters alive.
I agree with you.
We gave Bonnie a handkerchief that had been...
That should be your only concern.
Camping. Well, it wasn't going to work for Tara. She's 3 months old. So what we did is we wrapped her up in blankets. At one point, Lou went over and pinched her because she was so quiet. She thought she was dead, and she wanted her to cry to prove that she wasn't dead. We were all very relieved to hear that cry.
I bet you were. Oh, and now come the...
intense heat from the volcano melts the mountain's ice cap, sending 46 billion gallons of water into the Toutle...
Billion with a B, a capital B. That's a shit ton of water, folks.
Valley below.
Barreling down the mountainside.
Floods, heated to 91 degrees and moving at 90 miles per hour, rush down the mountain. 25 miles from the summit, along the South Fork of the Toutle River, high school sweethearts Roald Reeton and Venus Durgan hear the sound of warning sirens.
We just pulled the tent right out of the stakes and ran up to the car.
Roald guns the engine of his Oldsmobile, but it's too late. The engorged Toutle River is now raging toward them, carrying logs and debris from nearby lumber yards.
We surrounded the car and picked up the car, and at that point, the first instinct was to get out of the car, but there was no place to run.
God, and they survived. That's a miracle.
Engulfed by the flood, they jumped from the vehicle into the swirling mass.
I was lucky enough to land on a large log, and Venus went right in between the one I landed on and another one, and it was gone. Just instantly gone. It's like, I thought she was dead.
The couple and hundreds of others on the mountain fight to survive. Next on A&E.
Wow, that's an impressive story. I would not have wanted to be in the state of Washington on this day.
And now back to Minute by Minute. May 18th, 1980, Mount St. Helens, Washington. 9:01 a.m. Mount St. Helens has erupted with the force of 10 megatons of TNT. A cloud of scorching ash mushrooms 15 miles into the air. 25 miles away, along the South Fork of the Toutle River, campers Roald Reeton and Venus Durgan have been swept away by a deluge of mud and logs. Venus loses sight of Roald as she is sucked down into the morass.
I could hear him screaming in terror. I kept my hands and head above water, and at one point, 2 logs started pinching my wrist. I thought I was going to lose my arm or my hand. The pain was excruciating, and at that point, I thought it was over.
Roll, clinging desperately to a log, sees Venus's hand reaching out between 2 massive timbers. He lunges for her as the logs close in around her.
They were moving up and down and sideways, and it just like peeled the skin off her chin.
I felt him pull me up on top of a log, and he just kept screaming to hang on.
Finally, after a terrifying mile-long ride, Roll maneuvers Venus across the logs and onto the banks of the river. Venus's wrist is smashed.
That's amazing. I hope to God you are God-fearing Christians right now, and you have been to church every day ever since this incident. You are so fortunate, it's not even funny. And there must be a reason why you lived. I'm curious.
And her right forearm is stripped down to the muscle. She is going into shock, and Rold knows that their only chance of survival is to keep moving. They make their way through the thick forest, hoping to find a way out.
Walking back through that was hell.
I heard a number of helicopters overhead, so at that point I wanted to get out of that heavy stand of trees we were at and be found.
Smart
9
woman.
miles from the summit, tree planters Cran Kilpatrick and Kathy Anderson have been waiting for 30 minutes with a convoy of Forest Service trucks. They're hoping a spotter plane will arrive soon to scout a safe route off the mountain. They are in constant danger of being engulfed by burning ash. As the crew waits, tension builds to the breaking point.
There's one.
I couldn't even imagine going through this. I mean, damn. I mean, the scariest things in life. Not been raised. What's wrong with white scientists? Guys, do they don't have a sense of danger or something? I hear a balloon pop. Suddenly, I run 100 meters before I turn and investigate. You're not wrong.
One guy started to run.
Who knows?
We actually literally had to grab him and throw him.
And the thing is, these guys weren't getting paid shit. Okay? Even those who were working for the USGS, the United States Geological Survey team, weren't getting paid worth shit. These Forest Service guys weren't getting paid for shit.
And back into the van.
He got hit, mostly to just knock some sense back into him.
Finally, word comes over the radio that the ash is still too thick to allow a spotter plane to fly into their area. They'll have to find their own way out, driving across the bridge of the already swollen Swift Creek.
I ran out onto the bridge. What I wanted to do is see if a mud flow was coming down the Swift Creek. There wasn't one coming, so I signaled everybody across the bridge.
Ash is raining down heavily as Kilpatrick jumps into the last vehicle on the convoy. Just on the other side of the bridge, his truck stalls.
Uh-oh.
This truck in front of us just disappears into the cloud. We didn't see anybody. It was like, oh my God, we're alone here.
Kilpatrick radios Anderson, and she hurries back to pick him up. The convoy slowly makes its way down the mountain to safety.
They're lucky. They are bloody lucky.
2 miles from the summit, geologist Don Swanson is flying in a Forest Service plane, searching for his colleague, David Johnston.
There was not much chance that Dave or anybody else in the area was
survived. Yep.
Heading toward the mountain in a Cessna, Roe Finley hopes to reach photographer Reed Blackburn at Coldwater 1.
And I'd flown over cities bombed and burning during the war, but this was so much more awesome.
Awesome. That's kind of a weird word to be using to describe the disaster that you were witnessing.
The wind shifts, and the
I mean, I understand what you mean, but it's kind of a
welcome
weird
sight
word
the
to
Moore
pick.
family, who are hiding out in an old shack 13 miles to the north of the volcano.
I decided it was time to go out and see what I could see outside. Unfortunately, the door was blocked with 6 inches of ash, and it took quite a bit of kicking to get it open. I could make out the outline of a tree, and that's when I started feeling pretty good.
Lou Moore carries 3-month-old Tara, while Mike Moore gathers up 4-year-old Bonnie. He shoulders the backpack containing their tent, food, and survival equipment. On a logging road 8 miles from the summit, Robert Rogers and Francisco Valenzuela are lost in the haze of ash. Then,
Way behind us out on the west, a little pinpoint of light. That little spot of light got bigger and bigger and bigger.
As the air slowly clears, Rogers and Valenzuela are able to navigate their way out. The ash cloud reaches Yakima, Washington,
Wow.
97 miles to the northeast.
97
Though no
miles.
longer hot, the ash makes it difficult to breathe.
This is, of course, the source of the big problem, the volcanic ash buildup. I'd say the buildup now is at least 3/4 of an inch.
Residents must shovel off their roofs to keep them from collapsing. A weather satellite captures photos of the ash cloud as it stretches across Washington state.
Check that out. That is fucking cool.
Northeast of Mount St. Helens.
Mother Nature, we love you. You're so
It's taken
amazing.
nearly 3 hours for badly injured campers Roald Reeton and Venus Durgan to struggle through the dense forest.
I knew we had to go upstream because we floated underneath the bridge. I figured if anybody was going to be anywhere, they'd be there. And there was a sheriff's car on that bridge.
The sheriff's deputy radios for a helicopter evacuation. Nearly 4 hours after the first explosion, the eruption is still going strong.
Fresh magma was rising up and was escaping from the volcano.
Jets of burning gas sweep down the flanks of Mount St. Helens at up to 80 miles an hour.
Wow.
11 miles from the summit, Mike
Look at his
and
face.
wife Lou try to get their young daughters to safety. Weighed down with survival equipment, Mike comes to an area of blown down trees 6 to 12 feet in diameter.
Damn.
I couldn't carry Bonnie. Lou couldn't carry her because she had Tara in her backpack. And Bonnie was basically on her own in between us. She's a pretty tough kid, but for 4 years old, you're asking an awful lot.
You are.
The Moores struggle to keep their children alive.
This is where your training comes into play.
Victims. Next, on Minute by Minute.
Damn. Wow. I mean, I remember when this happened. I remember a lot of this footage. A lot of the little stories you never really heard. So this just collected all of that, threw it in your face, because it's a devastating event.
Now back to Minute by Minute. May 18th, 1980, Mount St. Helens, Washington. 12 p.m. The mountain has now been erupting for 3.5 hours, sending a total of 490 tons of ash hurtling over an area nearly the size of West Virginia.
Woo!
Emergency services estimate at least 3 people are missing and 7 are confirmed dead. Area hospitals filled with injured, suffering from ash inhalation and burns. Rescue teams searching for survivors find they can't recognize a single landmark.
Where's Spirit Lake? Is that anywhere there? I can't believe I camped up in this area.
The rescue operation is a dangerous one.
The crews are getting tired. The machinery needs to be carefully maintained.
Chopper pilot Ray Pleasant and his crew respond to an emergency call near the Toutle River. When they arrive, they find Roald Reeton and his badly injured girlfriend, Venus Durgan. The crew jumps out and loads Venus in. Pilot Ray Pleasant pulls back on the controls and heads out of danger.
I was able to look back. I just saw this brown body, tiny little brown body in the back with the big eyes looking at me, and I'm just scared.
A second helicopter
I can imagine.
The chopper
Plus, she was probably in shock.
to the town of Toutle, where a medevac unit has been set up at a school. 14 miles from the summit, the ash is so thick it is almost impossible to see the ground. National Guard chopper pilot Jess Hagerman flies his OH-58 back and forth over the terrain.
How there weren't any accidents in the air is an amazing thing. How these pilots never crashed into one another, because you can't see shit through that smoke cloud.
Looking for Jim Skamanki and his forestry crew.
All of a sudden we look down and we see some kind of a car or a truck down there. And so we swung around. One thing that you could see were footprints in the ash. So then you know that you've probably got some survivors.
The footprints diverge, indicating the 4 men split into 2 parties. Hagerman banks his copter and follows one set until he locates 2 of the missing men.
Good for you, man. It's awesome.
One of the people would stand up and wave his arms, and then you know, he'd kind of fall back down, and the other fellow never really did get up off the ground.
Hagerman's crew chief, Randy Fonts, volunteers to go down after the two men, even though he has no idea what awaits him.
This stuff could have been 150 degrees Fahrenheit. We didn't have a clue. But, so anyway, he gets out of the helicopter, gets on the skid, and jumps into this stuff.
The ash has cooled considerably, but it was scalding when it blasted over the stranded men.
I'll bet.
One of the foresters, Jim Skamanke, is burned over nearly half his body.
Oh.
His co-worker is sprawled on the ground near him, barely able to breathe. Hagerman lands the helicopter and hurries through 8 inches of talcum powder fine ash to help his crew chief evacuate the badly burned men.
When you touch their clothes, it was like if you scorch your clothes with an iron and you just pull it like that, and it just
rips.
shreds apart.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I've done that years and years ago when I didn't know how to iron.
An Air National Guard helicopter finds the third member of the crew sitting atop a tree in the middle of a mudflow. He is rushed to the hospital, but the leader of the crew is still missing.
Wow.
Venus Durgan is at Longview Hospital receiving medical attention. Her wounds are filled with ash.
The nurses were crying because they had to immerse me in a tub of water and take sponges and scrape out my wounds. And when the doctor came in, he said, "You didn't do a good enough job." They had to take me back in a second time, and they had to put me on morphine at that point because I was in such pain.
I was going to say, give me a morphine drip.
Robert Rogers makes it out of the woods and stops on the I-5 freeway to look back at the volcano 25 miles away.
Everybody was stopped on the freeway looking at the volcano saying, "Look at him, he's covered with ash." And I drove back to Portland, and that was it.
Now that
I don't like his careless, carefree little attitude. I'm sorry. You know, dude.
Pressure within the volcano is relieved. The eruption gradually begins to subside. 200 square miles of forest have been destroyed. Heavy equipment lays tossed about like toys. 9.5 hours after the eruption, Venus Durgan's boyfriend, Roald Reedon, is released from Longview Hospital into his parents' care. They find a hotel for the night, and Roald's father tries to scrub more ash from his son's wounds.
Oh, it hurt so bad, it was like I passed out. I mean, God bless him, you know, he did a pretty good job, but, you know, he didn't get it all out, so, you know, I'm tattooed in spots on my legs, you know, from where the ash got rubbed into my skin.
In her hospital room.
Look at that amazing photograph. Oh my God. Sunrise or sunset hitting it, the light angle hitting that ash cloud.
Venus Durgan watches coverage of the eruption.
I laid in the hospital room that night watching all the events on TV. My IV bottle in the hospital is shaking every time the mountain erupts.
But not everyone is out of danger. As night falls on Mount St. Helens, Mike Moore, his wife, and 2 young daughters have not been able to find their way out of the forest. They pitch camp for the night, but Mike cannot sleep.
We could hear the volcano exploding and crackling, kind of like a witch's cauldron.
They will have to wait for sunrise and hope for rescue. That's next on A&E. Where were you when Mount St. Helens erupted? Tell us at ANE.com.
I certainly wasn't on the mountain. Hi, Smelly.
Minute by minute. May 19th, 1980.
We had a really wild weather change here yesterday, so I am freezing my ass off right now.
Pilot Jess Hagerman takes to the sky to continue the rescue effort.
We got snow overnight and windstorms and God. And I had dropped the furnace temperature a week ago.
Fallen trees stretching as far as the eye can see.
Damn. Flattened everything.
Devastation, rescuers still hope to find survivors. But as time goes by, they find themselves placing more and more red flags to mark the dead.
No, man.
One family on the mountain has survived the eruption. Mike Moore, his wife Lou, and their 2 children have spent 26 hours in the forest near Mount St. Helens, unable to make their way to safety. Suddenly,
here comes the helicopter. fly in our direction.
Oh man, I wish, Smelly. It's got to be 50. Well, tell me because I'm in airplane mode, but I'm shivering right now.
The Air Force team tries to airlift the family out.
And I have the furnace turned up to 72.
Came down, the helicopter kicked up so much ash, nobody could see the cable.
A cable rescue is impossible. The chopper will have to find a place to touch down. The Moore family and the paramedics hike to the Green River, but find no room for a landing there either. At that moment, Air National Guard chopper pilot Jess Hagerman flies over. He radios the rescue team and offers to use his smaller craft to evacuate the Moores.
Nice.
There was no place to set the helicopter all the way down, so I had to kind of hold it on one skid.
The Moores, who have their 3-month-old daughter Tara in their backpack, climb into the helicopter.
They start sticking this great big huge Kelpie backpack. I said, we don't have room for that. They said, well, there's a baby in there. I said, well, stuff her aboard.
Hagerman takes off and brings the Moore family to nearby Longview Hospital.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, right? When it comes to survival, you're going to do whatever you have to survive. And sometimes what we do are not things we would normally do in everyday circumstances.
31 hours after the eruption, Venus Durgan is released from the hospital. She faces 2 years of physical therapy to regain the use of her flayed arm.
Damn. But she's alive. She survived.
A group of geologists lands near the observation base Coldwater 1. There, they find photographer Reed Blackburn's car.
We kneeled down to look inside the car, and there was Reed. His hair was burned and so forth. Looking in the car. It was pretty gruesome.
I can imagine.
3 days after
we don't need the details.
President Jimmy Carter flies over the area, surveying the destruction. Federal emergency relief is on its way for the 4 counties hardest hit by the blast.
The absolute and total devastation of a region that encompasses about 150 miles. It's the worst thing I have ever seen.
The force of the eruption has spewed measurable amounts of ash as far east as Minnesota and as far south as Oklahoma.
Wow.
May 25th.
It's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive.
1 week after the big blast, the mountain erupts again, sending a column of ash 8 miles high. Compared to the May 18th eruption, it's a minor event and does minimal damage. The death toll now stands at 21, and 72 people are missing.
Wow.
230 square miles have been devastated. Roadways have been swept away and railroads buried. 68,000 acres of commercial timber worth $400 million have been damaged or destroyed. Forester Jim Skamanke is in Emmanuel Hospital Burn Center in Portland, Oregon, where he endures 4 skin graft operations for the burns that covered nearly half his body. He is the only survivor of his 4-man crew. Along the devastated Toutle River, Rold Wheaton's brother locates the buried car and retrieves Rold's things from the trunk.
So he brings in all this stuff, and then he pulls out and shows us Rold's parents. Hey, look what I found in the back of Rold's car. This big bottle of champagne. We're both underage, and Rold's parents just look at Rold and I just kind of sat there and slithered, and I see that we laugh.
You know what? And you know what you do then? You open the motherfucker up, and all 4 of you drink it. You two and your parents. Because you survived something that most people didn't.
It was like double sweet, you know.
Agreed.
That bottle lived through it.
Good for you, dude. Good for you.
Survivors are found.
I approve.
Bodies are recovered for months after the blast. There is no trace of 30-year-old geologist David Johnston, who was last heard from at the Coldwater 2 observation site.
Buried under all that shit.
The body of the last member of Jim Skamanke's forestry crew is finally found in the branches of a tree, about 2 feet above a high water mark made by the Toutle River, dead from ash inhalation.
Oh, wow.
In the end, the death toll will reach 57.
I tell you what, 57? That's a high number, but you're lucky it wasn't worse than that. Holy shit. Only 57 deaths?
Less than a year after the eruption, the first tree is planted in the blast zone. 5 million more are planted over the next 3 years. The Mount St. Helens National Volcanic Monument is established, and tourism increases dramatically, boosting the area's economy. Thousands flock to the mountain, and a new Spirit Lake Highway is built to carry visitors to the spot where Coldwater 2 once stood.
Oh my God.
20 years after the disaster, the National Forest Service organizes a reunion for rescuers and survivors. For those who
I
are
like
dead,
that.
it
That's
is a
cool.
time to remember and reflect.
I was one of the lucky ones, and through that luck of not going back to where we were on Saturday, I'm here today.
I don't take life for granted, nor do I take our children for granted. It's not lost on me what a gift it is to have them.
You better get on your knees and thank God.
The eruption forged a bond that has stood the test of time.
I can believe that.
The ultimate act of love and friendship.
That's usually what happens when two people are thrusted into a situation where they have to kind of rely on one another to kind of live. The bond for that is incredible.
What you can do is risk their life to save yours.
Yep.
And I don't think you're going to ask for anyone to do anything more for you. And for that, you know, I'll always be grateful.
Till death do us part, sweetheart. Till death do us part.
In my heart.
The May 18, 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens remains the most devastating volcanic event in the history of the continental United States.
Yep.
Some of its impact has been positive. The U.S. Geological Survey used the data from the eruption to create technological advances, including a satellite warning system for possible eruptions. Their work has saved thousands and honors the 57 men, women, and children who lost their lives at Mount St. Helens.
I've never been there to visit the monument. I should go.
The power and the
I haven't been to Washington in many years. I really don't want to go back.
It's truly stunning, and it makes you realize that we are pretty insignificant creatures next to an erupting volcano.
No, we are pretty insignificant creatures when you put us up against Mother Nature. That's just the way it goes. So, I'm not sure what else we have, to be honest with you. Let's see.
Hello, I'm Allison Carterhold, and that is Mount St. Helens. On May 18th in 1980, it exploded in a volcanic display never before witnessed in modern...
Yeah, hold on to your horses, young lady. Let me go back to our... Stop. I want to check our playlist. Oh, there was something else I wanted to play. Yeah, we can... Let's watch something fun. How's that? We started watching this a while back, but it's a long video, so we paused it. So let's finish it up. Do we not have audio? Yeah, we have audio. I know, I'm messing with your mind now. We go from one side of the spectrum to the other side of the spectrum. We're just trying to cleanse our palates and have a happy stream. I would not fuck with a rhino, I'm sorry. Why are you running? You've got the horn, dude. Aww. Such a sad face.
Juniper, what are you doing? You peed on my bed last night. You're not allowed up there anymore.
Juniper peed on your bed? I thought dogs could be, allowed in the store, but they had to be on leash. What the hell was that? I wasn't arfing you with my finger. Hey, Megan! I wish you were here. You could watch the chickens with us. Very quiet for a rooster. The pianist is actually pretty good. I'm impressed.
You pop out of the truck and this is where the first place you go? Was it a little too hot for you today in the truck?
Aww. A zombie puppy. More scritches! More scritches! That looks like a Mal. Ow! What a pretty face.
Samson has never lost. Sierra is still in it. She's still confident. She thinks she can still win. But Samson...
It's like, I see you. I see you. That's what we call man spreading.
Gentle.
Baby was doing okay. Aww.
You ready? Ready? Go.
Oh, what a good boy. Yeah, that's my style. I like that.
Take it.
What a fluffy little guy. Puppy exercise. That was impressive. Very good.
Hey, don't eat my dinner. Want some? There you go.
I know, aren't they cute?
Good boy.
Vying for the attention of mom and dad. Oh my goodness. Holy cow. Oh, a baby goat. Where's Joe when the baby goats are here? She loves baby goats. I hope you're okay, Joe. Pretty puppy. We didn't do anything, Mom.
Correction. Leave it. Down. Down. Stay.
Oh, you're such a tease. You shouldn't do that to a poor dog like that. Bless you. Bless Bless you. Bless you. One more for good measure. Oh my God, look at this poodle. Look at this French poodle. Oh, what a cute face. Like, give me the food. Give me the food. I like that. Piggy.
What have you done? What's that? What have you done over there?
I didn't do anything, Mom. I'm innocent. Don't yell at me, please. I love it. I love it. Aww. Your Malamute is broken, ma'am. Is that a hairless cat? They just look so weird.
Aí, lindo. Pega.
Oh, what a pretty dog. Look at those ears. Look at those ears. They roll over. They're cute. Oh, bad dog. What the hell is this? I honestly can't tell. I couldn't tell what the hell that was. Was that a buffalo? No, it wasn't a buffalo. What the hell is that? Hi, Guy. We remember seeing you from before. You're sleepy, sleepy, sleepy. Looks like a Newfie. Looks like a Newfoundland. I thought it was a buffalo. Yeah, I don't know. A bison, but whatever. I don't know. Kind of weird looking. Cute video. I like that.
Bring it, Dougie. Come on, bring it. Bring it.
Good boy.
Do you love your brother?
Dogs like watermelon. Oh, how pretty. Yeah, I don't think you can own those in the United States, to be honest with you. That look like a lynx. Maybe a puma. Nah, maybe not a puma. Mountain lion, maybe. Yeah, you can't own those here in this country. For good reason. hilarious. Oh, what a pretty spider. Wow, those mandibles are huge. Wow. Cat's gonna bap you in the face, dude. He's got the weapon cocked and locked, man. Time for nap time. How cute. Aww, she loves her buddy. Come on, get up. I want to ride you.
Are you wrestling with the dog?
That's actually a good thing. I mean, introduce your children as young as possible so the dogs get along and the children get along. It can be done. Doesn't really matter what dog it is.
What are you doing?
It's like, no, it's mine. No, it's mine. Was that a dog? I couldn't tell if it was a dog or a fox.
They have a cat. This is Wish. Oh boy.
What a pretty dog. Aww. I love Mals. They are my favorite breed of dog. Aww.
What the hell? Oh boy.
What a goofy looking dog. So simple even a monkey can play. You get away from me.
Can you give him a kiss?
Aww, how precious. Aww.
You're a big brother. You have to teach all sorts of important.
Dogs love spaghetti. Hello? What a good dog. Trying to keep safe distance from everybody. 6 feet, folks. 6 feet. Dog's gonna blow away. The hairless cats just look so weird. Ruh-roh! Time for a bath. What the hell did you do to that llama? I think that's a no. It's like, what the hell is that on that plate? No, I don't want it. Send it back. Oh, how pretty. Looks like a dog swimming in a donut. Aw, blue and golds. Are you trying to steal food? Aw, little baby rhino. Aw, how precious.
Look at my little special.
All right, that's something you don't see every day. It's a turtle taxi. Nothing wrong with that. It's pretty good. Teaching a pig to swim? Pretty good. What do you have on this? Oh, a toy. Ah. Little black bears. Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with them. Don't go near that cub. Poor Bruce. Oh, look at the face. Look at the face. The hell? Upside down, I guess. All right, guess what, Smelly? You, my friend, are in charge. You have the helm. Joe's not here today, so you have the helm. I'm going to step away for a moment or two. I'll be right back. If anybody messes with you, kick their ass. I'll be right back. I can find my mouse. There we go. Yeah, thank you.
Wait, here we go. You want to go swimming? You want to go swimming? Come on, Chris.
Oh, you know I trust you. If I could find my damn mouse. Pretty husky. Oh, look at the face. I come back and it's this fluffy little dog in a raincoat. How cute. That's how you get everybody in the neighborhood to start. Ow! Having a dream, having a dream. Take the bow tie off. That's not very nice. It's not quite big enough, but I think I could fit my ass in there. Thank you, Smelly. I appreciate it. Why did these dogs always have to wear a handkerchief? Or a neckerchief? A neckerchief. Oh, whatever the hell you call it. I don't even remember anymore. Aww. I like that. That was cool. Oh, I know. I know. I bought them about a month ago. I first discovered them, and I've been hooked on them ever since. Now what I do is I get some hot salsa, and I use those chips to deliver to my mouth. Hot salsa. Oh my God, they're so good. Smelly, you're 100% correct. They are addictive. They're dangerous. Yeah, I know, you're right.
She'll still take you outside.
I do love them. They are so good. In fact, I think I have a couple bags coming tomorrow with a grocery order. I fell in love with them. As long as they don't... The one thing I hate about my... Oh, sorry. I keep doing it. Sorry about that. The one thing I really don't like about the grocery stuff is when they start substituting items. And I tell them, look, I wanted this item, no substitutions. If you don't have it, don't sell it to me. I don't care. But don't substitute something for the jalapeno Fritos. There's not a substitute. I'm gonna need a little explanation on that. What do you mean? I know what spicy salsa is, but what's the? I'm not sure how to pronounce that properly. Tajin? Give me some. Explain that to me. Sounds like really pissed off. Oh my! Look how pretty. Oh, the colors. Looks like a grasshopper, but a grasshopper a grasshopper of a type I've never seen before.
You want to go to PetSmart, Captain?
Staring at a metronome. Now I used to... Oh, here we have a very bad puppy. And why are you allowing them to continue? Stop the dog from doing this. But...
Peter! Peter! What are you doing?
I love it when they're too big and they barely wiggle in. It's so cute. Again, I know what spicy salsa is. I don't understand the middle word. I'm not familiar with that term. Oh, what a face. What a face. Aw, kisses for the baby.
Hi, Ellie. Where are you taking your toy? Ellie, you're so quick. Mommy needs to ride the golf cart. Catch up with you.
Kittens are so fun to watch. You poofed? What does that mean? Oh, my system crashed. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah, I had something similar happen to me the other day, and it's not pleasant. It was at work, unfortunately. Home, it's one thing. Home, yeah, I have. It sucks. I have to deal with it, but my priority is work, and then the YouTube streams, and then everything else. So that's my. Look at the cheeks. Look at the cheeks. Look at the cheeks. Aww, look at the little guy. Aww. Oh, what a good dog. Again, the hairless cats, they trigger me a little bit. I don't know why, just weird. However, they don't shed, so I guess maybe I should shave Phoenix. What do you think? Should I shave Mr. Phoenix? Oh, he would be pissed. He would be fucking pissed. It's not gonna work. I can see through it. I don't know. I've never owned one. He needs a good shave. There are parts of him right now that are so knotted, I've got to cut them out. I hate doing it. Because sometimes I have to cut rather short. And he's got bald patches. Because he'll sit there and he'll lick and he'll twist and he'll do all, and he'll form this mass of hair. What ends up happening is if I don't cut it oftentimes or brush it, which is usually not going to happen, because you can't brush through that stuff. It just doesn't happen. You're going to hurt the cat. So I'd prefer to cut it. And I can do that fairly safely. The problem is, if I don't get it in time, sometimes he'll eat it. Don't ask me why. Oh my God, he would hate me forever. I've given him a bath maybe twice in his lifetime. He's sick. He's going to be 16. 15, no, 16. 16. We got him before I started at the clinic. So that would have been 16 years ago. He needs a good shave, that's for damn sure. Just like a dog, just like a dog. Oh, look, they could be twins. Speaking of which, I gotta figure out what I'm doing for dinner, damn it. Hang on 1 second. Hi, Charlotte. That's one person I haven't seen here in a long time. Marjorie, where have you been? Don't you like my channel anymore, Marjorie? That upsets me. Oh my God. And who's paying for your iPhone, Emmy? Oh, good, good. Sorry, it's my granddaughter. 18 years old. She's going to be 19 in like 2 months. God protect me. I don't care that you got an iPhone. I'm not paying for it. That's all I care about. She wanted me to buy her an iPhone. I'm like, no, 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 no. Grandpa doesn't buy you cars. Grandpa doesn't buy you phones. If your parents don't want to buy it, then you're going to have to save up your money from your jobs and buy it yourself. That's how you learn responsibility. Don't. Look, Grandpa can afford it, but Grandpa doesn't want to buy you a phone. Because then you're beholden to me, and I don't like that. Do it on your own. It'll mean a lot more to you, Emmy. God, going to be 19. I can't believe it. My oldest grandchild. My youngest is going to be 9 this year. So there. That gives you an idea of, you know, I'm not a young man anymore. I know, and I never bought one. The only reason I have an iPhone, this belongs to work. This does not belong to me. It belongs to work. So I have to carry 2 phones. I'm an Android guy anyway. I love Androids. So I have a Samsung, I think it's an 8, I think. I don't remember. But I don't put personal apps on the company phone because they monitor it. They control it. They watch it. They know exactly what you're doing on it. Blah, 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 blah. And it really, it's kind of a little 1984-ish, but it's their property, not mine. So I get it. I get it. Dude, I do not want to take a survey. Would you please leave me alone? Hang on 1 second. I did not check whether my photographs were still here after my migration. Oh, yes. Thank you. My photographs are still there. Jesus Christ. Give me a moment. I'm going to let you watch this. I got to take care of one quick thing here. Come on. The cone of shame! No! No, the cone of shame! Oh, you are muted. I wanted to hear that. Hang on. I want to replay that.
What are you doing?
Yeah, next time open a goddamn support request, would you?
Come on. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
They're not going to give her any rest.
Bogey? What is that?
It's called a mess. It's an honor. Oh, what is that? Was that like a little mouse or something? I can't tell what that is. Yeah, a little kitty cat. You got to be careful. I'm not sure I would do that with my pets, but okay, you know. Different people, different strokes. Oh, look at the polar bear. I love polar bears. They're so precious. Oh, that's a youngin'. Oh, my. Was it? That's what I thought, but I really could. Plus, it was eating cheese. So I'm like, okay, what eats cheese? And mice love cheese. So, yeah, you're probably right. I want to get a watch, but you don't need an Apple Watch. Emily, you don't need an Apple Watch. Oh, good God. Why don't my grandkids listen to me? Oh, cats are getting preferential treatment. The dog is pissed. Oh, shit. All right, all right. We just got claimed. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let's watch something else. Hang on. Let me find something else. I really don't have anything else, to be honest with you, but let's play this one. These were added by Joe for Mistaken Reaper as a special request. So I didn't want to play them if he wasn't here, but we're getting near the end. Oh shit! It's almost 5 o'clock. This is 7 minutes. Yeah, we can get through it. Let's do this. Actually, no. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I really wanted Brian to be here when we watched this. All right. I guess that brings us to the end of our day. Thank you, Smelly, for coming. And everybody else that showed up, I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. Damn. Hope you have a wonderful weekend as well. What's going on in the channel tomorrow? I have no idea. We're going to try something a little different. We're always live at 3 o'clock unless something comes down the pike from work, which makes me kind of miss the 3 o'clock mark. But so we'll be live 3. Tomorrow's going to be a little different. Yes, we are trying to get away from the girls. That was not an April Fool's joke. I just think it's for everybody's sanity. I think it just makes sense to find other material in the meantime. So hey, if you're interested, stop back tomorrow. We're going to do something a little bit different. Sunday, of course, we got the Westminster Dog Show. And Monday, I don't know what's going on next week, so we'll find out. So come on back and join us. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and hit that bell so you're notified and be the first kid on your block to know that we published a video or uploaded, we're live or whatever. And any of the content that we show, please give them some love. Subscribe to their channels as well. We usually have their links in the description below. So again, everybody, thank you very much, and we will see you tomorrow. Thank you.